Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to my channel. If you're new, I'm Kelly, this is KBellaBeauty, and welcome to another Test It Out Tuesday video where I am trying out new makeup products and giving you my first impression and my initial thoughts on the product. Today's product is by Colourpop. We are going to be testing out the Colourpop No Filter Concealers. Now, I know that Colourpop is in Sephora, but I don't think that I've seen these concealers in Sephora. I'm pretty sure you can only pick the concealers up on Colourpop's website. If I'm wrong, I will let you know in the description bar. I'll look it up after this video and see if I can find it on Sephora, but I did pick mine up on the Colourpop website and they were $6 each. So I did pick up two shades. I wasn't 100% sure what my shade was gonna be, and that's kind of the tricky thing about ordering something like foundation or concealer online when you can't actually swatch it and figure out your correct shade. I didn't know what to get. So I picked up two shades. I got the shade Fair and the shade Light, and I'm going to be trying them both out for you today to see which one matches me better and to see what my thoughts are on this actual concealer. I have heard people comparing this concealer to the Kylie Cosmetics concealer, and I haven't tried Kylie's concealer. Hers is $20, so if you get your shade wrong, you can't return it and you're out 20 bucks. But I figured if I get my shade wrong here, it's only $6, and that's like a Starbucks coffee. So I wasn't too upset with the price there. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into the video. I'm gonna give you a demo, I'm going to use the products, and then I'll come back and give you my first impression thoughts. Okay, so I actually picked up two shades of the concealer. It's hard to tell when you're just looking at concealer shades online which shade you're gonna be, and since these are only $6, like, I was fine picking up two. So I did get Light 20 and Fair 5, and I figured I think the Light one is going to be my shade, but I just didn't know. But if the Fair doesn't work out for me, I can give it to my friend Smags and she'll be able to use it. So I'm gonna go ahead and put Fair on my left side and Light on the right side, and we're gonna look and see how it turns out. Let me actually first swatch it on the hand. So here's what the bottle looks like. This one's Fair. Looks like it's gonna be pretty fair. So I might be able to get away with that as long as it's like in my super fair months, like the winter right now. And then this one right here is the Light shade, which actually, the Light shade looks still light, but like a little bit more yellow. So actually Fair and Light look like they're pretty similar shades, but that the undertone might be a little different. I don't even know, like I really don't even know if you can tell in the swatches. So this one right here is the Fair, and then next to it right here is the Light. So really the Light is like a little bit darker and a little bit more yellow. So let's start by putting the Fair underneath. Woo, that's light. Okay. This is what I would normally do with any concealer, is just I put a few lines underneath my eye, and I'm gonna blend it out with my beauty blender that I'm gonna spritz with some Fix Plus. And then because I have like little fine lines under my eyes just from, you know, being 30, I try not to put the product right underneath my lid right underneath my lash line. I just try to blend upwards. So this is definitely super light, like super light. I don't know that I would really want to use Fair. I can get away with it like today because I am super light, and I really don't get super dark in the summertime, but I don't know if the camera's picking it up. It's really light, like more light than I would use. So I'm actually gonna take the back of my beauty blender and try to get a little bit excess foundation on there just to blend it out a bit. This is a little bit more fair or light than I would like it to be. Now the thing with concealers is I have yet in my life to find a concealer that doesn't settle into my fine lines under my eyes, and I've tried so many. I've tried drugstore concealers, I've tried high-end concealers. I hate the Tarte Shape Tape. Everybody says it does not crease for them. It creases for me. So I am seeing that it's like settling into those little fine lines, but at the end of the day, I'm not gonna say that's a deal breaker because literally all of my concealers do. So that is why I typically like to put some shadow underneath the lash line, because I feel like I'm just trying to get some powder. I'm out of setting powder. Come out. Okay. So anyway, typically that's why I bring my shadow down underneath my lower lash line, because I get a little bit creasy under there. So if I put a little bit of shadow, I feel like it's hard to see the creasing. Now I would say that I feel like this is settling in my fine lines a little bit more than like my Urban Decay Naked Skin. That's like my holy grail. That one creases a little bit. So I do feel like the Colourpop is settling into those fine lines just a little bit more. So I feel like the fair doesn't look too bad. I feel like I could get away with it, but I think light might be a little bit of a better shade option for me. It is definitely a little bit more like yellow toned. There's a little bit more of like a salmony yellow undertone, whereas the fair was just more of like a, I don't know, just like a white undertone, if that makes sense. I don't notice any oxidizing happening on my hand. Does anybody else like make weird faces when you're blending your concealer out? I feel like I'm holding my face down, but I don't really know if that's doing anything. So this is the light. It definitely doesn't give me as bright of an under eye. It looks a little bit more natural, which is typically what I go for. Like, I want brightness under my eye, but I also don't want to look like I have a spotlight underneath there. So I feel like the light might be the way to go for me, especially like once the summer months hit. Like I said, I don't spend a lot of time out in the sun, but if I get any kind of tan, I'm not going to be able to use the fair. So I feel like light might be the way to go for me. So this is what it looks like. This is the concealer on. This side was fair, this side was light. So I mean, I can see a little bit of the fine line action happening underneath my eyes, but again, that happens with every single concealer that I've ever tried in my entire life. And I kind of feel like I could get away with both. I definitely think fair is like more brightening, more like in your face. This would be more of like I'm going out to an event and I really want a bright under eye, whereas light would be more of my like day to day, if you know what I mean. So I think I'm gonna keep both of them for now and keep trying them both out and seeing if I like them before I go ahead and give fair to Smags. I wanna see if I can make it work, and of course I wanna like test them both out for the longevity and things like that and see how I really truly feel about them. But so far, I mean, I don't know if you guys can see, but I'm not having like crazy, super crazy under eye stuff happening. So I'm gonna jump off camera real quick. I'm gonna finish my face and then I'll be back to talk to you more about the concealer. Okay, so first impression on these Colourpop No Filter concealers. I have to say, for $6, I'm pretty impressed. I felt like they went on the skin smoothly. They were easy to blend out with my Beauty Blender. I did get a little bit of settling into the fine line action underneath my eyes, but like I said, I get that with every concealer that I try. I would say that it kind of settled into those fine lines more than my Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer did, but nothing that was like out of control. You know, like once I set it with powder and then once I went in there with some eyeshadow, I feel like it's not like super noticeable. Like it's not something where people are gonna look at my under eyes and say, wow, like your under eyes look really bad. I also have really dry skin and I don't feel like it clung to any dry patches. It blended out smoothly. I feel like it looks nice on the skin, and I have to say, like, I'm really impressed right off the bat. I'm really pleased. Obviously, I can't speak to the longevity because it's a first impression. I'm also not sure about how quickly it dries because since I'm using two different colors, I didn't put it all over my whole face and then start blending it out. So that's something that like I'm gonna have to try out, and when I come back in a couple weeks and give you like a full review on it, I can let you know at that time. But I didn't have any issues blending it out initially once it was applied on the skin, and I feel like it looks really nice. I would say that the fair was a little bit brighter underneath the eyes, but looking at myself in a mirror, like, I don't really notice that I have two different concealers, so I'm impressed. I'm not mad that I spent $12 to get two of these concealers, and I think that I'm really gonna like it. I don't see anything right off the bat that is bothering me, so unless I'm like wearing it throughout the day and it magically wears off, I don't see myself changing my opinion with this concealer. So I'm definitely gonna keep testing it out. I'm definitely gonna keep trying it, and you're gonna wanna check back to know my final thoughts. And that is going to do it for this Test It Out Tuesday video where we were trying out the new Colourpop No Filter concealers. If you did enjoy this video, or if you're enjoying this series, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. You can also let me know in the comments down below what other products you're interested in seeing me test out. Right now, so far, I've tested out 3 different sets of products. I tested out a new Wet n Wild eyeshadow palette with the brushes. I also tested out the Fenty Beauty sponge, and then now the Colourpop No Filter concealers. So the next video in my series is actually going to be a full-on review. I'm gonna come back in about 3 weeks, and I'm gonna let you know my final thoughts on those products. So you're definitely gonna wanna be subscribed so that you're notified when that video comes up. Otherwise, that's all that I have for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.